What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to the sensational Liverpool transfer news video, because the Anfield Watch news outlet and Sam Maguire, the journalist, is reporting that Liverpool are preparing a club record £100 million bid for the sensational striker from Atletico Madrid, Julian Alvarez, who is having an absolutely brilliant season at Atletico. We will look at his numbers and his scout report, and also this report that is saying that Liverpool already tried to sign Julian Alvarez from Manchester City last summer, but of course Man City didn't really want to sell to their direct title rivals Liverpool, so in the end Julian Alvarez went to Atletico Madrid for 80 million, but Liverpool need to pay more money for Julian Alvarez than what Atletico Madrid paid for him. Is he worth 90 to 100 million pounds? I think definitely 100%, and if we could sell Darwin Nunez and other players for a combined 120 million, that could fund the Julian Alvarez transfer. So what do you think about this news? Let me know in the comments below. And also, which striker would you target if you were in charge of Liverpool and if you were in charge of Liverpool's transfers? And Liverpool are revealed to be massive admirers of Julian Alvarez, and he is best friends with McAllister, the Liverpool midfielder. They won the Copa America and the World Cup with Argentina together, and it isn't just Alexander Isak that is the only option for Liverpool to go for. And of course Alexander Isak is a big fan of Liverpool. He would love to play for Liverpool if Newcastle don't qualify for the Champions League. That's the big question, where Newcastle will finish at the end of the season, and also what kind of transfer fee would Newcastle ask for. They would definitely ask for 120 million pounds. But Liverpool are giving themselves options in the transfer market, which means that we have multiple transfer targets. Benjamin Sesko is on the transfer shortlist as well. He could be available for as little as 75 million pounds, which is still a lot of money, but Sesko is just 21 years old and he is having a pretty good season at Leipzig. He scored 10 goals in the Bundesliga and a few in the German Cup and the Champions League as well, but the potential for Sesko is scary because he's really big, strong, fast. He can do a bit of everything, and he's still just 21 years old, a diamond in the rough who is getting more and more polished each season. But the biggest news of today is that Liverpool have been big fans of Julian Alvarez for a long time, and he was actually on Liverpool's wish list last summer. He was actually at the top of it, is revealed by this journalist. Things just needed to fall into place for this deal to materialize. A senior scout, Gonzalo Sigrist, for Liverpool, covering South America, had been pushing for Julian Alvarez since his days with River Plate. This scout spent time with Alvarez last summer discussing a potential move to Liverpool. Alexis McAllister, one of Julian Alvarez's best friends away from football, played his part in the charm offensive. Newly appointed sporting director Richard Hughes actually flew to Madrid to hold talks with Alvarez's agent, Fernando Hidalgo, but the returning Julian Ward was also involved in this particular pursuit. Before joining Liverpool, he was actually the South American scouting strategist for Manchester City. He was involved in the deal to bring McAllister to Liverpool due to his relationship with Juan Manuel Gemelli. He leveraged his relationships with those in that part of the world to get intel and insight on Alvarez away from the pitch. And he even joined Richard Hughes in Madrid to pitch the Liverpool transfer to the player and his agent. The Liverpool even held talks with Manchester City apparently, but an agreement could not be found due to Man City's insistence that any deal would have to include Luis Diaz heading to Man City as well as a significant transfer fee. Liverpool weren't against parting ways with Luis Diaz, but the deal had to work for them. So probably Man City asked for more money and Luis Diaz on top of it than what Liverpool were prepared to pay. It is believed Liverpool valued him at closer to the 60 million pound mark, while Man City viewed him, he's talking about Luis Diaz here. So Liverpool valued Luis Diaz at 60 million, Man City valued him at 45 million as an asset in this proposed deal. In the end, Atletico Madrid swooped in and they agreed to pay £65 million base fee plus another 17 million in add-ons. So that could amount to £82 million in total. Alvarez had been a revelation for Atletico Madrid. He has 20 goal involvements in La Liga and in the Champions League. We will look at his numbers, but Liverpool could fund this transfer by selling Darwin Nunez. And Liverpool's interest in Julian Alvarez remains very strong, but it would take a huge bid in excess of £100 million to get him from Atletico Madrid, because Atletico Madrid are not going to sell their best player and their most prolific goal scorer for anything less than what they paid for him. And Julian Alvarez is not just a pure goal scorer. He links the play brilliantly, he gets a lot of assists as well. He has an immense work rate. He's a grafter. He's exactly the type of striker that I would think would be perfect for Arne Slot's playing style. He's a grafter. He can play in a variety of roles across the forward line. And Liverpool might be able to include Darwin Nunez in the deal, because Atletico Madrid are definitely interested in Darwin Nunez. Diego Simeone is a huge fan of him. And the Atletico environment could be perfect for Nunez to rediscover his Benfica form. The sticking point could be the internal valuations. How much Liverpool value Darwin Nunez at, how much Atletico Madrid value him at, how much both clubs value Julian Alvarez. During January, Liverpool felt they could get £80 million for Darwin Nunez. So Liverpool might want that amount from Atletico Madrid, and I don't think Atletico would value him at 80 million. Shortchanging themselves in a swap deal isn't something Michael Edwards is going to agree to. If it works for everyone, Alvarez could finally end up at Liverpool 12 months after it could have happened last summer. One thing's for sure, Liverpool are going to make some big moves in the transfer market for a striker. And there is a belief at Liverpool that Julian Alvarez could be absolutely perfect for Arne Slot's system. His pressing, his work ethic, his creativity and versatility are all traits that Liverpool value very highly. The bottom line is Liverpool's attack need refreshing. Salah remains their talisman, but Salah is scoring and assisting 64% of Liverpool's goals, and we need to share that goal burden around whether Salah stays or leaves Liverpool. Luis Diaz has been inconsistent, Nunez struggled to find his finishing touch, and Cody Gakpo is great, but he got injured recently and we can't rely on just Gakpo and Salah next season. We need another one or two reliable goal scorers in Liverpool's attack. Alvarez offers an immediate upgrade on both Jota or Nunez, whoever he replaces. Will Atletico Madrid be willing to sell him after just one season? That's the biggest question. But if Liverpool would offer 100 million for Julian Alvarez, or maybe Darwin Nunez and another 40 million on top of that, then they could be willing to do a deal. If it works for everyone, Alvarez could end up at Liverpool, because I think he would love to play for Liverpool, who is a bigger club than Atletico Madrid, a much bigger club than Manchester City. Alvarez is the kind of dynamic, relentless forward that would slot perfectly into Arne Slot's system. Excuse the pun. He's proven himself at both Man City and Atletico Madrid, showing that he can perform at the highest level. Simeone's admiration for Darwin Nunez is admirable, so maybe Liverpool could do a deal with Nunez being involved, going to Atletico Madrid. If Arne Slot is looking for a pressing machine with technical quality and an eye for goal, Alvarez is the best option available. He's a player built for Liverpool, and if Liverpool truly believe he's worth the investment, then this is a deal worth pursuing. And here are the numbers of Julian Alvarez. As you can see, he scored 17 goals in his first season at Man City. He scored 19 goals and 13 assists in his second season at Man City. And apparently, because he wasn't a regular starter, Julian Alvarez asked to leave, and I found it crazy that Man City allowed him to leave without actually replacing him, because he scored 22 goals and got 5 assists, so 27 goal contributions for Julian Alvarez in all competitions, and the season is far from over. There is still another 10-12 games to go with league and cup games for Atletico Madrid. And he can do it against the biggest clubs. He scored against Real Madrid in the Champions League in the first leg, and he scored and assisted against Barcelona in that crazy 4-4 cup game. The second leg is still to come. And here is Julian Alvarez's scouting report based on 3,000 minutes played this season, and in terms of his goal scoring, he averages more than 1 goal per 2 games on average, so more than half a goal per game per 90 minutes. He also has 2.8 shots per game, non-penalty expected goals is 0.4, shot creating actions 3.4, which is really high up there. But in terms of his passes, in terms of his progressive passes and carries, he's up there in the top 10 to 15% when it comes to other strikers, and even his tackles, blocks are up there, so he's a very high pressing machine. And Diogo Jota could be another player who is involved in a high profile exit at Liverpool. A new left back is inevitable at Liverpool. Milos Kerkez is the most likely left back to be signed, and there has been talk of a new midfield arrival after missing out on Zubimendi. The goalkeeper situation is well documented. Kevin Kelleher would probably be sold for around 20 million, so Mamardashvili and Alisson will be Liverpool's two goalkeepers next season. I really hope Alisson doesn't leave in the summer, because if Mamardashvili is going to be our first choice goalkeeper, he's a downgrade on Alisson, who is the best goalkeeper in the world. Liverpool don't want to make too many changes, too big of a change in the summer transfer window. And the rumor is that Liverpool would have sold Darwin Nunez if a bid of 85 million or more arrived for him. So I think we will want at least 70-75 million. But I would sell Darwin Nunez even for 60 million if nobody bids higher, because we need to get rid of Darwin Nunez and we need to replace him with a much better striker. There is also a belief that Luis Diaz might be a target for the Saudi League. He's 28 years old, he will be into the final 2 years of his contract. And yes, there has been talks of a new contract for Luis Diaz. Talks haven't progressed really, and Arne Slot has become more and more frustrated with Luis Diaz as the season wore on. Luis Diaz started the season on fire, scoring 5 goals in his opening 5 games, but since then he just has 3 Premier League goals in his last 17 appearances. So his output is lacking, and there is a doubt about the future of Diogo Jota as well. He will also enter the final 2 years of his contract. So this summer or next summer, Diogo Jota might be sold. I don't see him getting a contract extension. And he only has 7 starts for Liverpool in the Premier League all season. Arsenal were actually interested in Diogo Jota last summer, and I don't think Liverpool should sell to a direct try-to rival. For the right transfer fee, Jota is available for other clubs. Chiesa was a free hit and it hasn't really paid off, mainly because Arne Slot is reluctant to use him that often, and he is a good value for money option. He is a good squad player to keep around, but I would like to see Chiesa play more, and hopefully in the last 10 Premier League games Chiesa will play more, so we could see him shine in the Premier League. And of course, if a suitable offer for Chiesa arrives, he will be sold as well. So this could be a ruthless transfer window for Liverpool, and one that truly brings about a new era at Liverpool. And also, finally, I wanted to congratulate Mo Salah on his record-breaking or record-equaling 7th Premier League Player of the Month award. That's the most of any player. And Salah voted as the winner of the February Player of the Month because he was scoring or assisting a goal in every single game in February, getting 10 goal contributions in February in the Premier League. Salah scored 6 goals for Liverpool, and he also got 4 assists as well, and he scored 2 goals against Bournemouth. He scored the opener in the match winner against Manchester City as well. And Salah is now level with Sergio Aguero, Harry Kane, as the player with the joint most Premier League Player of the Month awards. He has overtaken Steven Gerrard and Cristiano Ronaldo. And as you can see, the first Player of the Month award he got was for November 2017. So he has been doing this for 8 years now. And Salah has been involved in almost 64% of Liverpool's goals, which is amazing, but also concerning as well, that our attack is basically almost totally reliant on Mo Salah. Almost 2/3 of our goals and assists are coming from that one man. Isak is second with 51% of Newcastle goal involvements as well. So I'm really looking forward to the summer transfer window. What do you think about these links to Julian Alvarez? Let me know in the comments below, and thanks for watching. Have a nice day. See you later, guys. Good day.